Name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for the ability and the opportunity to serve everyone who's going to listen to this six-figure month mindset. Number one, I plan on doing maraming ganito, at least 15 to start with, to fill up the entire August and be with us today as we all of this wisdom from the great Thomas Aquinas, the great Francis de Sales, and Saint Ambrose. Okay, why should you learn a six-figure a month mindset? Why can't you just learn a six-figure a month skill? That's because the 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 goal of getting six figures has nothing to do with skill, everything to do with your ability to retain the cash. Everybody say retain. And let's begin with this one. Okay, so I'm going to read something from Saint Francis de Sales. You may not understand it, but it will be the overarching thing for the entire concept of a six-figure mindset. If you read carefully, this is word per word, you will be encountering the stuff you hear here from Saint Francis. Lord, teach me to know thee and to know thyself. Know thyself. Do you know yourself? And Saint Francis, who art thou, Lord, and who am I? Who are you? Resolve not to note any progress with any self-satisfaction or self-glorification. Note any progress with any self-glorification, hashtag wins, but give glory to God alone, and thank Him duly for it. So what is due God? Due God. Yung parang, yun yung deserve ni God. Yun yung sabihin ng Julie. Okay, let's move to the next one. Don't worry, I know you don't understand it. Okay, resolve to that if you should seem to yourself to have made little progress, raise your hand if you have been trying to do online earnings, 100,000 pesos, six figure, 200,000 pesos, 500,000 pesos a month, but you probably hit it, but then you don't hit it anymore. Or maybe you are not hitting anywhere near six figures a month online. I'm not talking about hitting it as an employee. And you're wondering, why are you making little progress? Let's listen to the saint who said, if you seem to yourself to have made little progress or even gone back since you start earning less, that you will not be, what is that? Discouraged thereby. Or grow cool or indolent in the matter. Grow cool is, ayoko na nga yan. It's not for me. An indolent in the matter is you become lazy. But that on the contrary, you will take fresh pain. What pain? Is it to sleep at 3 a.m.? No. The pain here, according to St. Francis de Sales, is the pain to humble yourself and conquer your own faults with God's help. So these are the words of the great St. Francis de Sales, that if you consider yourself having little progress, you're not hitting your six figure a month, you've gone back, you're now earning less than 40K, you used to earn 50K, and now make sure you're not discouraged or you become cold or you become lazy in that matter. On the contrary, you will take fresh pains to humble yourself. As I said, this quote from St. Francis is going to be underlining everything we're going to talk about when it comes to the six-figure mindset. When he made this quote, he was not talking about the six-figure mindset. He was talking about giving glory to God alone and thanking Him duly for it. However, as you will note, everything that we will talk about today, which is a ton of numbers, really, a ton of numbers and money, will use this quote from him. Let's begin. Lifestyle math, 40,000 pesos a month versus 100,000 pesos a month. Let's imagine two Filipinos, both of them Catholics, both praying the exact same prayers, living in the same city, even attending the same Sunday Mass. And for that matter, same situation, family with children, without children. One earns 40,000 a month, the other one earns 100,000 a month. How different are their lives really? And if you're joining us live, make sure you leave lots and lots of notes and quotes and something for me to comment on so it's become a more lively session for us. You agree, guys? You are going to leave some snide remarks, nice remarks naman or comments naman that I can comment on that reveals how you think. I will not tell people your name, so you can just go ahead and say whatever you want. Okay, so do not be ashamed. Oh no, he's going to tell people it's me. No, I won't tell people it's you. It's just just to make it a lively one. Let's begin. Let's find out the difference between the 40K earner and a 100K earner. Here are the details. A 40K person probably is renting about 10,000 a month. Now, before we continue with this one, make sure you tell me, Jomar, I love keeping the money. You have to say that. I love keeping the money. Type it. Now, because everybody loves to spend the money, you need to learn to keep the money. Type the word keep the money. Therefore, any discussion about expenses should be of interest to you, the person interested in the 6-figure a month mindset. Because if you don't like this, we know now why you earn less than 6 figures a month. Because you don't like to see your expenses laid out. That's already the giveaway. Okay, rent for this guy 10,000, food for 3, maybe he has 1 kid, or 12,000, utilities 3,000, transport 3,000, tuition 1 kid 3,000 a month, load 1,500, emergencies in medicine 2,000, giving and tithing, he still tithes, no? 2,000, a total of 36,000. Barely 8% is savings 3,500. This is accurate. This kind of like what I earned or what I normally earn take home pay when I had 1 kid. I earn a little bit more, but this is pretty accurate. There is no travel. There's no budget for books and learning, no health plan, no investment, no room for error. This is pure income. All right. Let's see when you become a 6-figure earner. From that point, you're going to jump. No mindset. You become a 6-figure earner. What happens? Now, the same dude now has 100,000 a month. Here's what he's normally going to do. This house, which used to be 10,000, is now upgraded into a condo. And now he's paying 25,000 either for rents or for the amortization of the property and association dues if he's owning it. And then the groceries will have to add up because now he wants to do Grab and Food Panda or do deliveries and maybe occasionally a pizza. And now he's investing in faster internet and 5G everything. His phones have plans. And now, before he had only one, now he has Netflix. On top of that, there's Spotify, maybe some HBO. Maybe he has now 2 phones with both food plans and now with Apple Care because he had an iPad or an iPhone or a MacBook. And now, before there was no such thing as a monthly massage, now there's gym, there's skincare, there's monthly massage, and of course, the weekly Korean resto and Starbucks occasionally with friends. Instead of hanging out in free places like food court, you can see him in Starbucks. Because he's earning more, I should be able to sit in Starbucks and spend 3 hours there instead of the stinky food court. Now, the scroll add to cart has bitten him or her, so she's buying more stuff from Lazada and Shopee. Those cheaper, but before there wasn't much. Now, there's credit card debt, so there's credit card minimums. This is pretty typical. And now the giving has actually increased, if you notice. There's giving and charity and donation. And then there's still some left over for taxes, savings, and business scaling. 17,000 bucks. Wow. Now, this is normal for somebody who came from 40K and now all of a sudden got promoted and then is now 100,000 pesos a month earning. Now, this is also a trap. Type the word trap in the chat because you are now in a lifestyle where you cannot fail. Because if you don't earn the 6 figures a month, for example, retrench, get sick, stuff like that. So you have no more sick leave, so your salary goes down. All of this stuff will fall like dominoes because you won't be able to pay for them. Like this is a recurring Netflix is recurring. No, you'll have to keep paying for that. Your phones, your condo, your amortization for that, you have to keep paying for that. So this is a trap. And if you don't hit 6 figures a month, you will fall very hard. So this is why dreaming about a 100,000 peso mindset, when you do have the mindset of the 40,000 and apply it to 100,000, you will just fail. Remember, the name of the game is type the words in your brain. I love keeping the money. I love. See, whichever isn't the purpose of earning 100K so you can spend 100K. That is the mindset of a person running in the 40,000K mindset. Because the main point of earning 100K is not to spend it, but to do something with it so that it will earn even more. And that's called investing. We're not talking about investing in terms of stock markets, mutual funds, forex, and stuff like that. Investing first in something even more important than stocks, markets, mutual funds, and stuff like that. And let's continue. It must look like this, however. This is the ideal. We're going to go detail a little bit. If you move from 40,000 mindset to 100,000. By the way, I'm only using 100,000. We're still talking about your 6-figure a month mindset. So this could be 500,000, yes. 600,000 a month, yes. 800,000 a month, yes. So I'm just using that as the lowest kind of 6-figure income. Now, rent has become higher, better neighborhood, but not at 25,000. It's just slower than that. The food stays the same, better nutrition. The tuition can go higher, better quality school. Utilities stay the same. Transport will change from Grab, Move It, to own car plus gas, which in the long term is actually cheaper than renting all the time. The Grab is a rent. You're renting the car for a few hours or minutes. That's a rent. This is not a rent. Giving church support is actually higher than the 40K. Load and internet is reasonable, not that everything is 5G, not everything is high-end, too super fast. There is now dental health insurance and stuff. There is now learning, which did not exist in the 40K. There is this thing called emergency fund, which we will talk about a little bit closer later. And the expenses will now still have some buffer of 10,000 that's not spent. This is just an idea. This is just an example. But this is kind of safer than the first example here, wherein almost everything is spent. Remember, there's still taxes to be paid at this point. So how do you now transition to a 6-figure mindset, given that apparently there are different kinds of things to prioritize? So what's new? What's new in the 6 figures? That you need to start at 40K mindset. You need to have financial education stuff, books, mentors, and workshops. Okay? Then you need to invest business tools. You need to have at least an email platform, which I will talk about later, which is essentially free, actually. Canva, which is free, but you can get the pro. And hosting, which is depending on your state. I normally pay for website hosting. The email is free, the website hosting is not. Domain name or .com, since we're talking about an online business, is a must. It's only around 600 a year pesos. Now, here's one thing that does not exist in the 40,000 peso mindset, which is a new income experiment. 1,500 a month for ads, testing freelancing ideas, and those kinds of things. Small things that you can resell. You buy something and then you resell that. So these are just experiments in your mind. If you have a notebook, say, type, do I have an experiment budget? Because you must have, okay? And then a fund for you to get out of the house or go somewhere and sit there for a silent retreat. You actually don't have to spend anything, but you do need to spend some gas or something or fare to go there. There are many places in any city on the planet where you can spend some silence. My suggestion would be obviously to go to a adoration chapel, not in your parish, but look for adoration chapels within your city, okay? And then look and go visit them all and pick one that you like. Because you're not gonna talk to people there, you're just gonna sit there and pray and then look at Mary and pray using prayers. You need to put this in your budget and time budget. That's quick. Let's go now to the conversation I mentioned earlier about the emergency fund. And a lot of people will become quote unquote angry at me for doing this and exposing this. One thing about the emergency fund, did you know that this is a brand new concept, 100 years old only? All right. Check out old people and they don't have emergency funds. Remember, the concept of cash money is also new. Okay, it's also new. So let's go and compare how you should think about the emergency fund versus the alternative that I'm going to present to you guys. Now, let's talk about what is the purpose of the emergency fund. Now, I'm mentioning this because if you are earning 40K and you're allotting some money on emergency fund, this has nothing to do with where the money goes, but how you think about it. Remember, my topic is what? The six-figure mindset. So how should you think about your quote-unquote emergency fund? You know, when I started, I thought, I'm never going to have an emergency fund. Do you know why? Because if I keep saying emergency fund, if I keep preparing every month for emergency fund, do you know what's going to happen to me? And I was thinking before, if I say emergency fund every month, if I save for emergency fund, I keep repeating that word. And so what happens to me? You know that what they say, no? This is not fact, but this is true when I was years ago. What you say happens to you. So emergency appears. I didn't want that. I'm not saying that's the right concept to think, but I used to think that way. So I said, I'm not going to create an emergency fund. But then I discovered there is something better than an emergency fund. It is thinking about it from a point of view of Catholic stewardship. The purpose of the e-fund is to avoid financial ruin when you have a crisis. The motive is because you're afraid of something that's going to happen that's unknown. And security lies in what? The insurance or the safety net. Your brain is counting on, I got insurance, I have a protection from the crisis. And the planning here is you're saving 3 to 6 months expenses just in case, or you're putting it into a plan, an emergency fund plan, insurance. Okay. The attachment there, however, is you want to focus on what? Controlling your expenses, controlling your life crisis, and controlling your independence from, loan sharks, borrowing from parents, borrowing from friends because you have a crisis. This is the secular or worldly view of the emergency fund. Let's talk about the Catholic stewardship view. Remember, it's not the money, it's what your brain is thinking, six-figure mindset. You are saying in the Catholic stewardship view, this is the money, okay? I'm entrusting my cares to you, God. I am trusting you to take care of me. And in case of many Catholics, I'm entrusting you, Mary, to take care of my family. So when things like this happen, crisis, it's all aligned to the plans of God, and God will not let things happen that will cause me to absolute ruin. Okay? That's actually in the Bible. Now, the motive behind that is because people have been entrusted to me, like my children, my wife, my husband, and I want to entrust them to God. Okay, I'm not entrusting them to money, I'm entrusting them to God. So the security there is not the money that I'm entrusting them to God because God is our provider. There's a crisis or no crisis, God is still the provider of everything. Okay? Now, you still need to prepare the cash, but you detach from owning the safety, detach from owning the independence, because everything is a gift, even your salary is a gift, that you need to stop thinking, my security lies, this is attachment, because I have this X million of insurance. I'm not going to worry about the hospitalization because I know people who think this way is kind of bad. They always go to the hospital. Ask me why. They think, oh, I already have a health plan. I don't have to spend anything. So what they do is they abuse their health plan and keep going to the hospital for any small problem. They abuse their health plan. And then they're gonna say to themselves without admitting it publicly na, oh, my hospital room is so nice. My payment to the health plan is so sulit. Sometimes the health plan is company care of the company, so they spend nothing on it. And now look at this: sitting in the hospital 4 or 5 times a year for any small emergency, made up crisis, and appreciating it makes you attach to what? The company who's paying for your health plan. Correct. In the bigger scheme of things, who should you or what should you be attached to? Really? Is it the company? Is it the health plan that the company gives? Is the safety of the insurance company? Or should it be attachment to God? Think about it. Too much of your attachment to the health plan causes you to remain in the company which you always swear to say, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I don't like it here anymore, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a minor emergency and then you send your kid to the hospital because it's free or you paid for it, so you deserve it. So you even take a selfie of your nice, posh, hospital bed. And there are people who have the crisis the same as yours. They don't go to the hospital. They pray to God. They get healed. Which one of you two now has stronger faith? Which one of you two now has attachment to the right things? You see how that works out? The preparation of the money is not different. You could be preparing the same amount of money, but you're not thinking about it because it's for emergency. It's because you are in charge of certain people entrusted to you. Now, this thing about emergency fund is very, very applicable if you have kids and a wife or children, or you're taking care of your parents. You have been entrusted with people, so you need to prepare reasonably, but attach your preparation to trust in God. Jomer, this is all thinking, correct? The topic of our show tonight is the six-figure mindset. So yes, this is all about thinking. So Jomer, to get this straight, you mean to say, for me, to go from 40,000 a month, 80,000 a month, 90,000 a month to 600,000 a month, I need to change my mindset or thinking. The answer is obvious. Yes, you need to change your thinking. And this is one way, change it. Now, let's go to our modern lies. Everybody loves this because almost everyone thinks about this. Just launch, go viral, and earn six figures. I see this so often in LinkedIn where you have this guru wannabe dude. Now, to be fair, I call myself a guru. It is Indian or Sanskrit for teacher. So that's why in 2008, I did call myself a guru. I am not guilty for calling myself a guru because I definitely teach, but I never teach this. Launch, go viral, and earn six figures. I saw this as recently as 3 days ago in LinkedIn. There was a woman promoting her thing. And one of the things in the instruction was, oh, just go viral. To be fair, I joined a Facebook, a course on Reels, TikToks, and the design of how to make viral videos. I joined it. I'm still in the group. And I went and looked at their lessons, and I didn't really pick up a lot of stuff. And in that group, there are people going viral, millions of views. But you can feel it in that group where I was a member of, that after hitting 1 million or two 1 millions, they're still asking the same question. What is that? Where's my six-figure income? Because the viral doesn't equal six-figure. Because you go viral with the wrong crowd and you offer them something to buy and they'll not buy because number one, the viral happens before you start selling anything. So you become viral because you have this wonderful video of you running in the marathon. And then all of a sudden, after hitting 2 million views, you now create a video selling shoes. Obviously, that's not going to go viral because the people watching you in the marathon video has already gone past you. They don't remember you anymore. So there is no six figure there. So how do you do that? I'll teach you the steps and how to hit the six figures from the very beginning. I'll teach you. You're gonna expect me to give you like a course. Yes. What to press. Yes. What to enter here. Yes. How to ask the AI to do X, Y, Z. Yes. I'm gonna do all of those for you guys, starting with this video until the end of this month. About 15 different sessions, all of it for free. I will not skip steps. I will give you the mindset behind each click and how you're supposed to approach it. Okay? Because almost nobody does this. They just teach you how to do this. Go viral, earn six figures. Now, there's also another one, a modern lie. Automate your way to millions. Like, earn money while you sleep. It's really true that when I wake up, sometimes there's money. Yeah? And it's also true that I was in a vacation, and because I launched something the 3 weeks ago, and that the vacation, that was like the launch week. I didn't even figure I shouldn't be on vacation during launch week. Imagine you're going to give birth and then you schedule a vacation with boat rides. So that's what I did. Really wrong. So I would spend some time in the restaurant where they have internet. It's the only place with internet. And then I would see all the money coming in. And each time the money came in, I think it was $200 per. I think it's $200. And this is many years ago, about 14, 15 years ago. And that went on for about 3 days. And I was answering people like crazy because automation tools were not available then. So I was manually answering them. Hey, thank you for buying. This is anyway. Scale fast, die slow. This is incorrect because this one, the scaling is growing your company into a big company is only appropriate if there is money or capital, lots of capital in the money in the company, which is appropriate for VC funded, Y Combinator type dudes, startups, apps that you can run ads and then you can get customers. Okay, you cannot scale fast if you haven't even tried earning a little bit. Scaling fast is not for people with no 2 million, 2 billion, 100, 500 million capital intensive. Well, because they have investors. It doesn't work. Okay? Dice law is only applicable to them. If you're not a startup with an app, ignore this part. Now, get clients while you sleep is true. Earn money while you sleep is true if you have the email marketing campaign set up. I will teach you how to do that. Because if you have no email marketing campaign set up with all the proper marketing psychology set up, if you just have generic emails that you ask ChatGPT, make me an email sequence, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, you are not going to get this, though this is true. The preparation type, if you have a notebook type, preparation equals a long time. To make this happen is long. How long? Months. Months. It's not 3 days. Because your brain needs to be convinced that it's true first. And you need to know where to click. And you need to use the psychologies and stuff that is built into an AI if you prompt it correctly. Now, build once, earn forever. This is true. If you build it with this thing in mind. You have an email campaign, you have email broadcast. Earn forever doesn't mean you do absolutely nothing because this thing, build once, earn forever, is for real estate. I should know because I have earned from real estate passive income for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. It's not my property. We bought some foreclosed properties, fixed it up, have it rented out for 10 years. We earned passively. I mean, like, I just get a text. Hey, you have money in the bank. It's as simple as that. I don't have to do anything after the text is there. If I want, I can withdraw the money. Passive income, this is for that sentence. That sentence is passive income. If you want real estate kind of quality, then you need to build something that has VAs or, in today's world, AI automation agents, so that it will keep running. Because if you don't have VAs, virtual assistants, virtual professionals, employees, or AI agents, this will not happen just like that. Now, there are exceptions to build once, earn forever, but you need to be a person who knows how to make websites. For example, you've seen that tool that people use to draw. What do you call that? The round thing, and then you press a button, it spins, and then you draw a member. That website. Have you seen that? That website earns a lot of money. The wheel of names. That's it. Correct. The wheel of names. If you know how to make those and you made it before the pandemic hit, no, it's timing. You need to have timing. If you know how to make a wheel of names website in today's world, you can, but you should have made it before the pandemic hit, so everybody's going to use it. This website, since it has ads, okay, it's earning money. Okay, there's no ad. There should be ads. I'm using a browser with had no ads, but normally this has ads. And since everybody was using it during the pandemic, the owner of this website probably hit a lot of money. Okay. Now, of course, I can make a website like this right now, but since there's no more pandemic, I don't know if the earning capacity is the same. But yeah, so that statement of build once, earn many, earn forever, that works if you're able to make apps that does something useful in the right time. I'm gonna take a break. See you in 1 minute. Right, I am back. I just drank some water. So now that you know these are modern lies that we tend to hear and continue to hear, you have to train your brain to say, I'm not gonna believe that. If you have notes, type it, type these modern lies, and you have to ask your help from your saints, our Holy Mother, our Blessed Our Lady, Jesus, whoever you believe. Please help me not to be deceived by these people, because they are deceiving you in thinking that you can do this. You can do this. Uh, just be viral. So here are some expectations when you try to go for the 6-figure a month mindset: sweat, delay, rejections, pivoting. For example, if I launch this 6-figure a month mindset and absolutely 10 people just watch it for 15 sessions for the whole month, that is a fail on my part. So I will change something. I will probably won't even let it reach 15 episodes before I change something. It's called the pivot, because nobody likes this, so I'll change something about it. Now, 6-figure truth: you will be spending doing work for late nights, and you have no likes. Nobody liking whatever you're doing. There will be unseen months, sometimes years, before any visible wins. And here's a test for you. If you want 6 figures a month, start by enduring 6 weeks of silence and be disciplined enough not to complain that nothing is happening, because you need to have this rejections. You don't have enough rejections, that's not going to work. I'll give you an aside that will work for you. Figure out a radical thing you can do for 1 week straight that will allow you to get more people paying attention to your content or your project or your YouTube video. Spend 1 whole week reaching out to a lot of people who will allow you to bring more attention to whatever content or message you have. For example, in my case, I want people to pay attention to my YouTube channel, which has around 800 subscribers at this point, starting from 0, because it's a new account from last year. It was 0 last year. And I need to figure out what to do in the next 60 days that will allow me to get even more viewers to my YouTube videos. this video that you're watching is video number 1. And to do that, I could try to reach out to, let's say, YouTubers with 100,000 views and record a video to each one of them and send that as an email or a PM, a video, a private video. Send it to them privately and mention them in the video, to the point that they might wonder, why is he mentioning my name? Is this AI? And then he'll realize it's not AI. And I'm actually recording a video to ask that person to guest me in his YouTube. And I should expect to do that for 6 weeks with no visible win. Everybody will reject me. Everybody I reach out for that 6 weeks will reject my video. They will not read it. They'll not watch it. They'll just completely reject my offer to be a guest in their show. Or I can try a different tack. I can try inviting them to be a guest in my show, which has 800 subscribers, like 6 views, and see what happens. That is your 6-figure truth. Jomar, if you're going to be rejected by everyone, why do it? What's the point of doing the exercise of doing that, making selfie videos for so many people for 60 days, 6 weeks, only to be rejected? Why don't you just not do it? Just forget about doing it. The reason why that's a good idea is because after around, let's say I have 50 rejections, no? At the end of 50 rejections, who becomes better at making those invitation videos? I do. Who becomes better in reaching out strangers on YouTube who has 10,000 followers and up? I do. Who becomes more efficient in handling rejections emotionally? I do. So the effort of reaching out for the next 6 weeks to gain more people to watch this video series is not to make money. What's the point? Is to go through this entire process of sweat, delay, rejections, and pivots so I can be a better thinker, so I can become wiser, so I can overcome my faults, so I can learn not to despair when I fail, so I can learn how to not be discouraged when I slide back. You know, if you remember the quote from St. Francis de Sales earlier, that's what exactly he was talking about. In fact, he wasn't talking about confidence. He was just saying, if you remember the quote, you remember the quote from St. Francis de Sales? Don't be discouraged. Don't be despaired. You must thank God and give him his due thanks. Give glory to God and give him his due thanks. When the word due, D-U-E, is mentioned with relation to God, it's because God deserves thanks. By the way, the definition of God we have here is the creator of all creation. That's our definition. So if the creator of all creation is true, assuming he's true, does he deserve to be said thanks? Does he deserve to be thanked? Yes, he made me. He made me poor, so I get to thank him when I was poor. Now I'm no longer poor. Do I thank him when I'm no longer poor? But I'm here today because when I started, I had to sew up my shoes because we were so poor. I was poor in mindset. I didn't even ask my parents, can you buy me a shoe? I didn't even think about asking them, can you buy me a shoe? I went ahead and got a big needle and sewed up my rubber shoes. It's rubber shoes, so that I can wear shoes in school. Eventually, I decided to stop wearing shoes and I wore slippers in shoes because in UP it was acceptable to wear slippers anyway. No more problem. I started wearing slippers in school, so, which is super cheap. But in high school, you're not allowed to do that, so I had to sew up my shoes. We were that poor. I was poor in mindset, didn't even ask for help. Please buy me a new pair of shoes. And we were literally poor also. I thought we were rich because we had 3 electric fans. That was my mindset when I was growing up. Wow, we're probably rich. We have a TV and 3 electric fans. That's it. That's all we had. We didn't have a house. We were renting. And I belonged to a family of a lot of kids. Let me go to the next one. So what else are we going to expect here in the world of the 6-figure mindset? And here is the main lesson, right? Main lesson. Here it is. If you want 6-figure mindset, say yes first. In your mind or in your notebook, yes, I want it. Do you want a 6-figure mindset? Because I'm going to give you the list. Now, there's a long list. This is just the first part. Number 1, track every peso. When you become rich, go ahead, hire an accountant, a bookkeeper to track it for you. But do you know that all of the 6-figure and higher, 7-figure people, they track their peso using their brains. They can compute it in their brains because they've memorized it. If you don't track every peso at 40,000 pesos a month, and you said, I don't want to track, I don't want to compute my change when I buy something. That is the poor person's mindset. Like, I would get the change, I wouldn't even bother counting it, put it in my pocket. That's how you lose money. Track every peso. Number 2, you need to serve deeper, not louder. Don't think of going viral. Think about, how am I going to make whatever I'm going to do more valuable than anything else I've ever done, or more valuable than what everyone else has ever done? Not viral, more valuable. One way I did this is to add that quote from St. Francis de Sales. Because everyone else teaching you about money, business mindset, 6 figures, viral, they're all about the cash. Yes? And they're always relying on quotes from my favorites, the Tony Robbins, the Jim Rohns, the Robert Kiyosaki, all that stuff, right? But I'm finished with that. I'm done with that. And it turns out most of my heroes and gurus, they're all worldly people. So they're the wrong people for me to follow at this point. When I started, maybe yes, because they got my attention. But at this point, following somebody who hates children, like Robert Kiyosaki, I know he does. You can see it in his cash flow and how he treats people. Cash flow is a game. How he treats kids as liabilities. No, I'm just using accounting. So when you have kids, you have more expenses, blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't redeem himself at all. Children are liabilities. I cannot follow people like that. You get me? That mindset has led to the global let's not have kids mindset. And I can't follow that. I'm Catholic. So what I'm giving you today in my brain is far more valuable than anyone else giving you an advice on how to earn 6 figures. Because I'm giving you the skills after this video, and I'm giving you the correct mindset to approach it. By not just addressing your life today and the peace you will experience when you get the 6-figure mindset and 6-figure earnings, because earning this with no peace of mind is nothing. It's worse than 40,000 pesos a month. It's worse. So you need the peace of mind and assurance of eternity, because life is not just here and now, there's still eternity. So I'm stacking in my brain, could be wrong, a lot of value in the series that I'm making for you guys for free. So I'm hoping, no, I'm not hoping, I'm praying that you would share this video to people you know, especially people in the Facebooks, because this video is not going on Facebook. You will have to share it yourself because I have no Facebook account. That's why we're live on YouTube. Number 3, you need to embrace hard things. People who always thinking about, oh no, I don't feel great. I feel bad. I feel discouraged. Every statement that starts with feel is a 40,000 peso mindset and less. It's a 5-figure mindset. If you skip paying attention to your emotions in this journey for a 6-figure mindset, it won't work. You need to tell yourself, we need to embrace that hard things. That's hard to write email. You have to ask ChatGPT 30 minutes. Do it. Ask ChatGPT for 30 minutes of time to make that email. That phone call you need to do. I don't know what that is. But when I started during my real estate investment days, I had to call the bank to ask them the interest rates for their loan. That was the only thing I'm going to do. But I was an employee, child life earning. At that time, I think I was earning 40,000 pesos a month. And I was so scared to call the bank to ask them about their interest rates. Don't ask me why. I was stupid scared. That's so easy to do. But if you haven't done that before, call a bank and say, what are your interest rates for blah, 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 real estate loans? If you haven't done that before, it's a new thing for you. There's this unreal fear. That's my call. And you know what I did? I called, I made it ring, and I put it down. So scared. That's because my brain was still thinking, I'm so soft, I'm so weak, that a phone call to a bank, I'm scared of it. That's why we call fear as unreal. Fear is not real. But no amount of explanation will give you the courage to take that call. There is something though, and it's called relying on the truth that the saints, the Catholic saints, they all talk about this, embracing the hard things. You cannot be a saint if you don't know how to do this with joy, to do embracing of the hard things with joy. If you are interested in how to suffer with joy, keep listening, because that's what the saints say, all of them. And I have a friend, I told this to my friend, he said, wow, that's so interesting. Pretty sure he was baptized Catholic, but not practicing anymore. The concept of embracing hard things for Catholic saints is 100% true, but most people don't know it. And it's not suffering is the word. No, that's not how you do it. So you suffer with joy. And you don't do that on the first try, not on the 200th try, but that's the goal. That's the goal, to imitate the saints who imitate Christ. I'll give you a perspective now. Put yourself in the crucifixion. You know that when Jesus died? So you have Mary there at the foot of the cross. If this was a Western movie, what would Mary, the mother of Jesus, be doing? Think about it. Normal human behavior. As crying. What else? During the march to the where he will be crucified, and they were whipping him and stuff. What would a mom be doing while, let's assume you're forced to watch, because that's what happens in public executions all over the world, in any culture. If there's a public execution, the villagers, the townsfolk are forced to watch. If you don't watch, you get punished. So let's say Mary is forced to be there. What would be a normal mom's reaction when the son is being tortured and then being crucified? Normal. Should she be quiet, or should be screaming for them to stop? What do you think? Western movie vibes. What do you guys think? She should be screaming for them to stop. In fact, you would probably assume that most of the women there would be screaming for the Roman soldiers to stop. But there was no mention of that in the Bible. That Mary, we're focusing only on Mary because she's the mom. She was screaming. And if she was screaming, they probably remove her anyway. She was at the foot of the cross, just crying. Now, Jomar is evidence based on absence. No, this is because of the understanding of how Mary is, of who Mary is. There are many situations in the life of Jesus when his life is at risk. Mary could have said something. She said nothing. In this case, and in case if you haven't studied it properly now, because most likely you haven't, Mary knew this was going to happen. The conversation during the wedding of Cana, they were talking about his death. Woman, my time is not yet arrived. And Mary, in her brain, says, I know, it'll arrive soon. I don't want it to arrive, but it'll arrive soon. It's going to start now, though. They don't have any wine. My time has arrived. That's the death. They were talking about his death. They, mom and son, were talking about the son's death. Mary knew it was coming. It did not decrease the sorrow, pain of piercing the heart of the mother. Any mother, really, any mother who's will be subjected to seeing his only son suffer and then be tortured by the Romans. Any mother. Hard things. Mary, being the perfect human, by the way, because she's not God, is an example of somebody who has embraced the hardest thing. And that's why you have Catholics close to Mary who can embrace the hardest things, like Maximilian Kolbe, who in World War II was tortured with everyone else, lived, so they have to shoot him? No, they have to drug him to kill him by lethal injection because the torture giving to him killed everyone except him because he knew how to embrace the hard things. Number 4, put soul into your systems. Don't think of your automation or agentic AI as a servant. Don't think of them as your savior. This technology will become more mature as months go by. I'm recording this during the launch of AI agents available only to paying customers. By the time you hear this, everybody will be using AI agents. And they're thinking it's a savior. That's a big mistake. I'll explain to you in the coming videos why that's a big mistake. You are risking your safety if you consider AI auto agents as savior. Must be a servant, must be controlled. Okay? Oh, for perspective, I finished computer science in college. So I was doing coding for AI when I was in college. So the concept of AI is pretty old to me. So I know how it works, obviously, from the beginning of college days, including how you do today at LLMs. So I have an idea what you're dealing with, okay? Bigger than an idea, because I'm a coder as well. I'm a marketer and a coder, okay? And a Catholic. So hopefully that gives you more value than the usual thing. Put your soul in your system. Just use them as servants, not as savior. Now, number 5, I'm gonna demonstrate this even more as you watch the next videos. Hopefully you will find more value, more soul, you know, than you ever find anywhere else. Because I really want to give you as much value for today's world, AI agents, today's world, 6-figure goals, and the life after. Plus, your mental state when you finally earn this much or this little, whichever. Now, you must know your real reward. What is your real reward? We're talking about 6 figures a month. Are you after the money or are you after the mastery? What mastery? Because the main goal really, why I'm teaching you this, is mastery of what? Money? No, self. Master yourself. Master yourself. Because you don't want to be the person earning so much money, 7 figure, 6 figure, but you also have a 7-figure, 6-figure heartache or stomach ache or problem. You know what I mean? Because a person with 30K, 40K, there are no lawsuits for that person. Once you hit your 7 figures, if you do it the wrong way, you're going to be entertaining lawsuits, which is something you don't want, I'm guessing. Let me move on. Thank you so much for listening. Let's compare some mindsets now. Are you guys game? Are you still game? Let's do it. The 6-figure mindset and that 40K mindset. Track every peso versus I'll remember it in my head. You know what track every peso means? Every receipt you earn, you put it in Excel, Google Sheets, and figure out exactly how much you're spending. Serve deeper. I need more likes and shares. I have to go. Wait a moment. Right, sorry. Water. I need water. I need likes and shares. You're chasing attention. It's not going to give you anything. I'll do it later. Instead of embracing hard things, you try to do selves later. You put souls into your system, but what you do is, I don't need automation yet. I just want to do everything manual, like reply to all my customers now, email them individually by using Gmail. There's no way you can earn the 6-figure if you're doing everything manual. Use automation as a servant. That's why I'm going to teach you how to do the email marketing with automation built in. Is that something you want? I'm going to teach this to you for free. Okay? The better person that you need to share this video to would be a business owner who's already making sales, because this person will benefit the most from this. Gets? Now, why am I talking about sharing this video? Because this video, there's a process that you need to follow. So once you share this to someone, you become an affiliate, which means if that person buys something from me, I have book, I have courses, a lot of stuff. I have book, for example, this one. This is brand new from last year, this year actually. This is an affiliate marketing book. If they buy it, you get 30% if they buy it. This is just an example. I also have courses. So why should you share this video? Because this is first of 15 videos you can share to these business owners. They will find it valuable. They will find it not valuable. But if they find it valuable, they're the right people, right? And they buy anything from me, you become an affiliate earning 30%. If you ever are familiar with the Shopees, Lazadas, TikTok, the affiliates never get 30%. They get less than 10. If you're in Amazon, it's even less. This is 30%. This book today is around 1,900, but the reason why it's priced that way is because it has an ebook and a series of Zoom tutorials, Zoom calls every month at the end of the month until December 2025. So there's a lot of months that they can enjoy learning about affiliate marketing, which is what we're going to do, just by getting the book. It's not just a book, it's a community with a book club, with tutorials and lessons and step-by-step. So this is just one example. But that's one way you can profit, by sharing this video. Again, you're free to share this video in Facebook because I don't have a Facebook presence. And the mindset of I just want money now, it means you have no patience and you want to quit. You'll eventually quit without experiencing any growth. So what is the real reward? Is it really money, or is it mastery of self, mastery of the skills, mastery of the mindset? I'm just telling you, if you're in it only for the money, just sell something. Don't go into the online thingy. Just sell whatever. There's an object in your house you don't use, you sell it in your Facebook and you'll earn money. It's just very quick. It's not a system that you need if you just want to earn money like that. Just sell whatever. Whatever it is that you can sell, just sell it. And you'll earn money quickly. You don't need a 6-figure mindset. You just need a sales mindset. What I am here for, if you have a business and you want to scale your earning, your net income to a higher than 6-figure mindset, 6 figures, then you should probably stick to this series and make sure you watch the next series. We'll teach you step by step how to build this thing. So let's take a look at this quote from Saint Ambrose of Milan. He is human being who helped Saint Augustine become Saint Augustine. Now, it's Saint Augustine equals Playboy. That's so that you know. So Saint Ambrose is the bishop who helped him become Saint Augustine. And he says, the devil tempts that he may ruin. God tests that he may crown. The devil tempts what he may ruin. 100,000 pesos, 200,000, half a million pesos a month. You're being tempted to earn that. And without the right mindset, you're going to use that money to destroy yourself. Jomer, you're so blah, 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 blah. No, my eyes are open. Look at the culture. People with lots of money are using it to destroy themselves. They just don't know it yet. You know, money multiplies your insecurities. Yes or no? So if you are born in a rich family, your insecurities being born in a rich family because you did not create the wealth yourself becomes magnified when you take that selfie with a private jet. Because the money did not make you secure. The money did not make you confident. You just have money. Oh, you will be ruined by the devil in a bigger way if you have a lot of money with the incorrect mindset. 100K income with a 40K mindset. Now, how do you change that? Prepare your mindset today to go to that 60K, six-figure mindset. You're not earning it yet. The mindset is not six-figure spending. You understand me? It's not spending. It's six-figure mindset. So that when you get that money, it becomes 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 a month, 600,000 a month. You will now experience what we call the tests. But since your mind is correctly formed, you have notes, type it in, correctly formed mind. Nobody's going to teach you this. Only the old Catholics will teach you this. A correctly formed mind or a correctly formed reason. when temptation comes for you to spend that money on the wrong things, that's called a test. That's not a temptation. So that when you win against the temptation, that God will crown you. What will He crown you with? Peace of mind? Yeah, because that you did not use that stupid thing. Did you spend your money on that stupid thing that will just destroy you? You know, destroy your husband, your wife, your kids. Oh, I'm gonna buy all my kids phones and iPads and MacBooks. Each one will have 3 sets. Yeah, and then you just ignore them because a lot of money equals a lot of time away from children usually. And then when they grow up, you wonder, why is my son speaking like a rapper? You know why? Because you got him an iPad, an iPhone, and a MacBook. He spends his time listening to music and all those devices. And now he's cursing like a rapper. And you didn't arrest that progress because you're so busy earning money, enjoying money, that you just said, "Oh, I'm giving what I'm supposed to give for my children. They have all the gadgets, the school, the tutors, and all the luxuries of life, and that's enough." When they wanted really is your wisdom, your time, and you spending teaching them stuff about life. That's what they need as young kids, and now they're 20 and they're incorrectly formed because you didn't bother, because you think it was not important. The only thing important was money. So now you will reap your reward, which is tons of 50 years of no peace because your children are now doing all the wrong things and you cannot fix it. You cannot correct them because you don't know how. And you don't know how to rely on prayer or rely on Mary or rely on the saints to help them. You don't even know how to talk to their guardian angels because these concepts are fairly alien to you. So God tempts those he may ruin. The devil tempts that he may ruin. People going to lots of money without preparation. But when that's you and you prepared, He will now test you so that he can crown you. The reward. That's why the reward is not cash. No? So that's from St. Ambrose of Milan. Correct me if I got this wrong about the identity of St. Ambrose. This is from my memory that he's the bishop who took care of Augustine when he was starting off. So timely. So how to get started? So this is the technical part. We will not do it now. This is an introduction to the next part. So the technical part, to do this, you must have an email marketing system, also called an email automation system. So I'm winding down, but make sure you remember what I said. You need to share this video. I'll teach you the steps in a bit. The next part is how to share this to business owners, those with the desire to grow from, okay, I'm earning some money, Shopee, Lazada seller. I want to make this more permanent. I have a personal business. I'm a doctor, OB-GYN, a veterinary clinic. I'm selling this thing. I have a coffee shop. I want to earn more from this, and I want to hit 6 figures from this. Then all of them needs to have an email marketing system. So Jomar, why? Here's a quick why. Today, 2025, social media is going down the drain. Why? I'll tell you. Search engines are going down the drain too. What? Really? Yeah. And browsers, the stuff you use to take a look at this video, is going down the drain. Why? All of this, influence of all of this was going to go down because of this AI. And specifically AI agents will replace most of the tools that we will use. So if you're reliant on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Google, browsers for running your business, you need to prepare yourself when this happens. And it's already starting right now as I'm recording this. The AI you know of today will be different from AI 2026, 2027. You need to be prepared. What will survive? Email. Why email? Because before social, before search engines, browsers were needed then. There was email. Besides, before browsers were even invented, we had email. So that's why you want to reach customers, you want to reach buyers, you have to be beloved in their inbox. Okay. Remember, I was computer science. So before everybody else on the planet had email, we already had email in school. So how do you do that? How do you learn to apply email marketing? I'll teach you how in the next 3 lesson series. There's 14 more. And if you want to get the replay sent to your inbox, find out if I'm launching the next Zoom or live stream or recorded one, make sure you go to awesome.jhilar.com/6fig to subscribe. Okay? Here is the link. So you can just scan it so you can subscribe to the 6fig website. There is the link, awesome.jhilar.com/6fig. And if somebody sent this email to you, just scan this so you can sign up. How do you win stuff? If you share this video, you can win certain physical things, physical prizes. How do you do that? So this is your money-making thing for this set of free videos. 15 free videos, tutorials, step-by-steps, mindset. And first, you need to become an affiliate. To become an affiliate, go to awesome.jhilar.com/a-sign-up. So this is the second website to go to. Just remember awesome.jhilar.com/a-sign-up. And here is the QR code for that to become an affiliate. Jomar, what again will I earn? Share this video. And if people buy from me, and because of your link, you share this video to them, and they buy, for example, this one later, they have to buy later. And then you become the person who referred them to me, you earn 30%. This thing is about 1,900, compute the 30%. That's a substantial amount for just promoting a video. And since I'm going to give you a ton of excuses to earn, because there's 15 of these videos, then just go to awesome.jhilar.com/a-signup. All of this is free, okay? To become an affiliate is free, okay? And also to sign up so you can get the replays and announcement of the next video, go here. Hi. I'm done. I am done. Okay, that's the last of it. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you sign up for this link to find out when we're gonna get the next installment. Most likely tomorrow. Tomorrow after this, there's gonna be a video tomorrow teaching you step by step how to build the email marketing system for your business, for your company, and even more six-figure mindset. We're gonna go deeper into those kinds of things. This has been Jomar Hilario. Thank you so much for joining me. You are free to forward this to to English-speaking people all over the world, because the call is go into all the world and make disciples of all men. So yes, we are going to entertain people from all over the world. Even if you're, as long as you can understand English, you can understand this series. All right. This has been Joe Omar Hilario representing Ideas That Prosper. Thank you so much for joining me. See you in the next one. God bless.